Hello, my name is Swiss Bianco. We are today a bit in a different situation here, but we had a friend visiting and we have now all the three different ATI Nomad models on the table. We have on top here the 12 gauge, then the 20 gauge and the 410, each one with the 18.5-inch bottle. So we can have a bit of comparison and see how they differ, especially between the 20 gauge to the 12 gauge. Now, of course, the caliber is different. The 410 is way slimmer and lighter. It's the action and the system is way slimmer than the 20 and the 12 gauge. So we're basically gonna concentrate on the 20 gauge one. So in this deal we have adjustable, a choke at the end of the bottle. The item comes like the 410 with the universal key. So we have a removable choke that comes with it. Plus we also have that green light rod, fiber rod optic front side on top of a nice ventilated rib. The rib has a nice knurling on top, so that should not reflect too much light. Then the action is basically the same like with the 12 gauge, just in 20 gauge, and the olive green stock fore end is similar as well. As we quick look at the thickness, and that's basically the main part of that video, we have the 12 and the 20 gauge basically in the same receiver, the same thickness of the receiver. The chamber area is pretty much the same too, except there that we have the rib on top. And then of course the bottle gets a bit more slimline towards the end. We see the 20 gauge is a little bit slimmer than the 12 gauge, and we also see of course the different front side. We have the fiber optics compared to the regular bead, and on the muzzle side the 12 gauge for whatever reason doesn't have a removable choke, so it's not threaded. The 410 and the 20 gauge has it. As we look at the 410 receiver compared now to the 20 gauge, we see it's a little bit slimmer, not much, but a little bit. So the whole thing is lighter and easier to carry. The stock is a bit slimmer, of course, as well, and then the bottle tapers all the way to the muzzle, and there by the muzzle end we see how much thinner the 410 one is. So it depends on what you want to do with it. Of course they make the same model with the longer bottle as well. So say for the 410 with the longer bottle, that would fit maybe for different hunting than this short one on the table. The bottle length of this model is more for the backpacking, easy storage, easy transport. You can, as we look here at the 20 gauge, it's the same like with the other models. You can really easy put it together and pack it up, so that is the main advantage of that shorter bottle. Everything is still legal in USA with that 18.5-inch bottles, so that all works. The overall length is there too, and the gun falls really nice and easy down. Now since the 20 gauge was brand new in the box, the experience about unboxing is pretty much the same as with the other ones. In this case the main screw here that tightens the action was a bit on the tight side, not super tight like on the 410 as I did show in that video, but it was a bit on the tight side. So especially if you have a female shooter or somebody that is a bit weak, that needs to be adjusted. And put in a way how you feel comfortable with it, so that it is light movable. The gun, as usual, was completely dry, so it needed a bit of oil by the extractor, by the trigger, by the hammer, and the locking parts in the around the trigger area there. And what also can't hurt is if you remove the fore end, you take this screw off, remove the fore end, oil a bit there, and the choke tube, you can remove that too and put a bit oil on the threads. That's sure gonna help in the long run. If you have a bit of wet climate like we have it here in North Georgia, it's always good to watch the bluing of firearms, because they just have a simple bluing on those guns and nothing fancy like a Cerakote or a paint on top of it. That's what I'm gonna do with my ones. They're gonna get reworked and fixed up, and then they're gonna get the Brownells Alumahide on it in olive green, so that the whole gun is protected more from the elements. And the barrel inside is chrome lined on all three of them. Really nice job as usual with the Turkish firearms, really nice barrels and chrome lined. Extraction was no problem. We shot about, I would say, about 20 rounds for the test with that 20 gauge, and no problem whatsoever of the gun firing or loading, unloading. So out of the box, after the adjustment and with a bit oil, perfect, I would say. So yeah, price wise, $79 we paid for those, and of course it can be higher. It depends if you get it on sale or not, but even if that item would cost $100, it's still a great deal for what it is. So that much about the ITI Nomad in 20 gauge.